It started with a warning. Don't get too close. The shelter manager told every visitor who approached the small enclosure near the back of the facility. That one bites. Curled in the far corner was a brindle, furred puppy, eyes hard and body tight, as if even the ground it sat on wasn't to be trusted. He was only about 5 months old, but he growled like a dog who had seen too much. Shelter volunteers had named him Spike, mostly for the irony. There was nothing sharp or brave in his eyes, just fear masked as aggression. Spike didn't let anyone near him. Food bowls were shoved in with long sticks. Toys were ignored or shredded out of spite. He would lunge at hands through fencing and snap at voices that tried to sound soft. He was a case no one wanted. Too far gone, some whispered. Dangerous, others said. Then the white dog came. Her name was Luna, a calm, elegant Labrador, barely 2 years old, with the kind of eyes that carried stillness like water. She'd been surrendered by a family moving overseas, and she walked into the shelter with a kind of quiet acceptance most dogs take weeks to find. On her second day, while staff were walking dogs along the outside path, Luna stopped. She didn't sniff the grass or pull the leash like others. She just looked straight towards Spike's enclosure. He was doing his usual performance, pacing, growling, puffing himself up like a creature twice his size. But something about Luna made him pause. His growl didn't stop, but his eyes changed. Just a flicker, a hesitation. The staff noticed. The next day, they walked Luna past his pen again. Same thing. This time Spike barked, louder than ever. But he didn't lunge. He didn't retreat either. On the third day, Luna sat down outside the kennel. She just sat. Spike went wild, snarling, barking, slamming his body against the fencing like a hurricane trying to break glass. But Luna didn't flinch. She waited. They tried this again the next day, and the next, and slowly, the chaos shifted. It took a week before Spike barked without throwing himself against the fence. 2 before he'd stop and stare back when Luna did nothing but sit. Then, one day, he didn't bark at all. He just watched her, confused and unsure, as if trying to figure out the rules to a new game he didn't know how to play. Staff decided to risk it. With thick gloves and 2 handlers, they brought Spike out of his kennel for the first time in weeks. He thrashed, twisted, fought the leash. But when Luna walked into view, something strange happened. He froze. The growl started soft, instinctive. But Luna didn't move. She blinked. That blink, slow, calm, patient, was the kind of peace Spike had never seen. His growl faded. His tail was low, cautious, but not tucked in fear. For the first time, he stood without trembling. Day by day, they let the 2 dogs near each other. No touching. No sudden move, just presence. Eventually, Luna would lay on the grass, eyes closed, breathing slow. Spike would sit near her, watching, inching closer each day. Then, one morning, Spike did something no one expected. He rolled onto his side. Not completely, but just enough to expose a sliver of belly, a dog's most vulnerable gesture. Luna didn't react. She didn't need to. A week later, they touched noses. The shelter recorded it. The video was posted online. Aggressive puppy meets white Labrador, and everything changes. Within hours, views exploded. Thousands watched Spike go from curled-up snarl to hesitant nuzzle. Luna became the quiet hero of the internet. Comments flooded in. I can't stop crying. Proof that love is patience. That dog just needed someone who wasn't afraid of his fear. Spike changed. It wasn't instant. He still flinched at loud noises. He still growled when startled. But now he had Luna. She was his anchor, his translator. Around her, he learned that not all touch hurt, not all humans yelled, and not every approach was a threat. 3 months later, they were adopted, together. The shelter hadn't planned it that way, but when a retired couple came looking for a dog to keep them company on their farm, Luna walked up to them first. Spike hung back. The man kneeled, letting his hand rest open on the ground. Spike approached. 1 step, 2. He sniffed the man's hand, then looked at Luna. She wagged her tail, slow and easy. That was all he needed. They left the shelter that day in the same crate, Spike curled against Luna's side, her head resting gently on his shoulder. No growling, no barking, just breathing, peaceful, shared. Whole